Welcome to the Transum Podcast, a monthly roundup of the new features on the transum.org website, providing mathematical puzzles, games, learning activities, and the ever-popular mathematics lesson starter of the day. Here's your host, John Tranter.
Another month flies by, and we are now ready to welcome June and all it may have in store. I send you positive wishes and hope that you, your families, and pupils are well and happy. Now, you probably know that the 14th of March is known as Pi Day because the digits of the date, written in the month-day format, 314, produce the first three digits of pi. But less well known is Fibonacci Day on the 23rd of November because when that date is written in the month-day format, 1123, the digits are in the date form a Fibonacci sequence, 1, 1, 2, 3. You have now been primed for this month's puzzle. Have you ever heard of Pythagorean Theorem Day? The day squared plus the month squared is equal to the last two digits of the year squared. Now the last one was on the 15th of August 2017 because 15 squared plus 8 squared equals 17 squared. The next Pythagorean Theorem Day occurs before the end of this year, that's 2020, and your job is to work out when it will be. When is Pythagorean Theorem Day this year? Now, if you found that too easy, a more challenging puzzle is to work out the date of the next Pythagorean Theorem Day after 2020. The answers will be at the end of this podcast, but no fast forwarding. Let it simmer in your mind for a while before looking at the answer. With nowhere else to go except for a weekly trip to the supermarket and daily exercise excursions, I have spent a lot of time sitting on this very chair, creating new resources for the website. Thank goodness for the video links with students that have provided a little more variety in my day. But the good news is that I've got a lot done. Now, the one project that I have really been engrossed in and that has taken more hours than I care to remember is Tran Towers. The original version I had written 17 years ago, but can you believe that, in Flash? So it was long overdue for an upgrade to make it work on newer devices and provide more functionality for the teacher. So the initial concept was based on Martello Tower, an adventure quest game written in the very early days of computers in school by Anita Straker. I think it was the 1980s. I can actually distinctly remember how pupils would eagerly book the one computer, it was an RM Nimbus, that I had in my classroom for break time use, and they would not give up till they'd cracked it. They worked in pairs, and yet they were just totally hooked on this quest to find the treasure. So even though there is an ultimate objective to find the treasure room, there are lots of nice puzzles and challenges to do along the way. And many of the rooms have got nice mathematical things to look at and talk about. So really you need to give it a go yourself and let me know what you think. Okay, another new addition to the website, Magic Square Jigsaws. They're the latest additions to the Magic Square activities and are graded in order of difficulty. The same level can be enjoyed numerous times though, as the Magic Square is randomly generated from a very clever algorithm, so pupils are highly unlikely to get the same puzzle twice. In fact, it's only when I typed Magic Square into the Transum search page that I realised how many Magic Square activities there were. There's the 3x3 Magic Square, the 4x4 with various levels of help. There's the unmagic square, the negative Magic Square, the Magic Square patterns, and of course the perfect Magic Square. So search Transum for Magic Square if you'd like to see any of those, and it'll certainly keep everybody busy for a while.
You can find Transum Mathematics at www.transum.org.
Okay, transformations of functions is an activity that I've been meaning to create for a long time. I've had the idea in mind every time I work with a student on this concept, but now the idea has been realised. So students can roughly sketch on the web page their idea of what the graph will look like before the accurate transformation appears. Area maze puzzles are fantastic, self-contained bundles of problem-solving fun. That sounds like a bad translation of the original Japanese description. Anyway, I've now doubled the number of puzzles available and present them to you in 4 levels of difficulty. They are really super, so enjoy. Remember that the links to all the things that I'm talking about in this podcast can be found in the newsletter. That's transom.org/newsletter. 2 new help videos were made last month, one for collecting like terms and the other for adding decimals. These videos are intended to be concise, to the point reminders for pupils so that they can do the online exercises. They're not intended to teach the topic for the first time. The teacher will always be best at that. A couple of weeks ago, on a Monday morning, the website produced a warning message to visitors caused by my hosting company making a little mistake with the updating of the site's SSL certificate. Luckily, the problem didn't last for long, but it reminded me to remind you that transom.info and transom.com can be used temporarily if ever the main transom.org site is unavailable. They're almost complete mirrors of transom.org, but of course they don't contain any user data, so you can't sort of sign into them, but at least it'll stop your lesson going awry. Thousands of virtual Transom trophies are earned by pupils around the world every day, and they get these for completing Transom online activities. And as I'm sure you know, the trophies are collected in the pupils' own virtual trophy cabinet online, which they can proudly show to their teachers, parents, and friends. As a Transom subscriber, you can sign in and you can award a teacher trophy to your pupils for all sorts of achievements. You could issue a trophy for a good effort on doing something, taking part in a group project, or for any reason you see fit. Each pupil can receive a maximum of 1 Transom teacher trophy each day. So the button linking to the trophy awarding page is in your My Account page. That's the first page you get to when you sign in, and you can also reach it if you're already signed in, the bottom right corner of the footer, top of that list where it says My Account. Finally, the answer to this month's puzzle. This year's Pythagorean Theorem Day is on the 16th of December 2020, because 16 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 20 squared. Put it in your diary. The next Pythagorean Day won't be until the year 2025. In fact, it will be on the 24th of July that year, because 24 squared plus 7 squared equals 25 squared. Whew, okay, that's all for now. See you next month. Bye.
Thank you for downloading and listening to the Transom podcast. You can find the website at www.transom.org, where you're welcome to use all of the activities absolutely free, or jump in with both feet and become a Transom subscriber.